Turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late, she's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shay's too, baby. She back again. Crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, then laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I let hang, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, is somebody hurt? Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right here, late night with Shay.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else she feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay. On Shay's tube, she back again.
It's late night with Shay.
Yeah, she say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. Like you thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. Like you thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Yeah.
What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Welcome to Shay's Tube Late Night Owls Talk Time, guys. And we are back for Friday fuckery / Saturday. And don't we got some fuckery to tell you guys tonight. So go get you something to drink or relax in bed or seat or whatever. If you are at work, continue to do your job or watch or listen to me on the down low. All right, let's go ahead and do this copyright disclaimer real quick. Anyway, let's do it, y'all. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in that description area, and you can see some of it scrolling across that screen right there. All right? And you guys, if you enjoy this content tonight, well, whenever you watch it, make sure you thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications, share, and leave a comment. And if you want to show additional support for this channel, feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, cash app donation at $ Shay's Tube, or cop yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. Y'all join this family and let's get it in. All right. Thank you, Jermaine. All right, welcome to everybody in the bushes, everybody who watched this in the replay. Over here in the chat, we got Jermaine in the place to be. You guys, we're not going to be here long tonight, but we are going to do some Friday fuckery, and we're going to tell you about some tripped out shit tonight, all right? Anyway, let me go ahead and change this real quick, put the background music going, and we are getting ready to get started. All right, let's get this music on in the back. I hope you guys had a great Friday, a great week, and I hope your weekend is even better. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead. I was thinking about something real quick right in the middle of doing this live. All right, so tonight, guys, we're gonna do some recaps, tell you some fuckery news, and go from there. Okay. What time is it? Okay. All right. So anyway, first thing first, let's get on this Diddy's drama. Diddy, 50 Cent, and all the drama that's been going on for the past week or two regarding them. Okay, let me do this real quick and bring this open. Okay, hold on for a second, you guys. Got all this stuff here. Let's see here. So, anyway, y'all, I don't know if you know this yet, but 50 Cent makes a joke and said Diddy sent him flowers as a warning after that explosive Netflix docuseries. And you know, the other day when I was on, we talked about that in detail, and I told you some key things about the docuseries. I told you why Diddy and his team is upset with 50 Cent for putting it out in, I think, Netflix. Okay. And I gave you guys all of the insight on it and everything. So now 50 is making a joke that Diddy sent him a bouquet of flowers as a warning in the wake of 50's new documentary series about Diddy. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Now, on Friday, the 5th, okay, the G Unit head honcho shared a post on Instagram. The post shows an arrangement of flowers. The tag reveals the floral gift was sent to the E11 Evening Club in Miami for 50 Cent. He said, what kind of GAY shit is this? That's what he put in his caption. Did he send me flowers at Club 11? LOL. Why all the foreplay get busy? You know I'm stupid. A warning. I'm 90s grimy. You don't want to warn me. LOL. So 50 is basically, it sounds like, I don't know for sure, it sounds like 50 is letting Puffy know, I'm from the 90s, baby, and I get dirty. All right. So you don't want to play with me at all because I'm not all these other people. That's what 50 is basically saying. That's what I believe he's saying, to Diddy. And so Diddy, if he sent those flowers, okay, if this is a true story or whatever the case is, those flowers could mean that these are the things you're going to be seeing soon. Well, you won't be seeing them, but they're going to be on your, your tomb, your grave, or whatever the case is, if you keep on. You know what I'm saying? And so 50 is like, this don't scare me. He laughing and shit because he said he's the 90s type of grimy person. You don't want to F with him, point blank. I think they're serious. I think they are serious. So let me see what else he said. So anyway, they said that his post comes on the heels of his Diddy documentary, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, which debuted on Netflix on Tuesday, December the 4th. The highly anticipated release features 4 60-minute episodes and includes interviews with several former Puff Daddy associates, along with some never before seen footage of Sean Diddy Combs. So 50 Cent said this statement about the docuseries. He said, I have been committed to real storytelling for years through G Unit Film and Television. I'm grateful to everyone who came forward entrusted us with their stories, and proud to have Alexandria Stapleton as the director on the project to bring this important story to the screen. Teased by 50 for the past 2 years, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, I know I'm saying that crazy, has many new revelations, including footage of Diddy appearing to plot on how to manipulate public opinion after his arrest. And according to CNN, Diddy's attorneys have issued a cease and desist letter to Netflix over the docuseries, which the lawyers claim they used illegally obtained footage. But of course, Netflix claimed they didn't, and they have all of this information legally. Now, back in February, Sean Diddy Combs filed a $100 million defamation suit against NBC Universal for the documentary Diddy the Making of a Bad Boy, which aired on Peacock. So what do you guys think about that? What do you think about the flowers being sent to 50? And I don't know, he jokes that Diddy sent him flowers as a warning. So I don't believe it's really a joke. He made a joke about it. If he actually sent him flowers, I don't believe it's an actual joke. Okay, I believe it has a hidden message. And even though 50 said he's joking, I believe his message was clear as well. He's the 90s type of grinding. Meaning that he really is not effing around, and he won't be effing around with Diddy. And y'all know 50's past. Y'all know 50's past, everything that he was into. Okay? Do you know what, Jermaine? Everything that he used to be into back then, and did he used to be like a Diddy boy? Hey, Jobinot, what's up? Did he used to be that back in the past? Let me look this up and see real quick. Let me ask AI real quick. Hold on. Because I think he was. Let's see. I'm wondering, 50 talked about how he got it, but he didn't reveal how he got it. But he talked about it a little bit. Let's see something. Wait, let me go back to this. Okay. Let me put down illegal pass. So that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, let's see. 50. No, not this. These people are so damn stupid sometimes. Hold on, y'all. Let me just put it like this. You have to be technical with AI. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, 50 Cent was involved in various criminal activities. I said DD, yep, and possessing weapons. He also faced other legal issues related to his celeb status. So let's see. He used to sell, see the white stuff at age 12 in South Jamaica, Queens. He was arrested twice in June 1994. First for selling to an undercover officer, and later when police found the H thing and then the white powder, the candy type stuff, and he had a starting pistol. And when they searched his home, Okay, so he did that in 1994. He went to prison. He had a prison sentence. He only served 6 months in a boot camp, and that's where he earned his GED. And then in December 2002, he was charged with criminal possession of a weapon after GUNS were found in a car with him and his people outside a nightclub. Then he had assault and battery in 2004. He received 2 years probation. He had an altercation with audience members at a concert. Then he had domestic violence and vandalism in 2013. His ex-girlfriend accused him of assault and damaging her apartment. Then in 2016, he was arrested in St. Kitts for using profanity during a performance. Then he had some civil lawsuits. Okay. So just being that DD person, you know he probably been in all types of situations. So of course he's probably not afraid of Diddy at all. He probably still got some connections. Who knows? You said, I heard one juror said the evidence was overwhelming but not organized. Okay. So like I just said, I don't see, I see why 50 probably said what he said. Okay. He said he's the 90s type of grinding. The 90s type of grinding. Meaning what? Let me see what that means. Let's see here. Yeah, hold on. Let's see what that means. Hold on, y'all. I can pretty much kind of figure out what he's talking about. I'm just saying. Let's see what that means. Yeah, dirty, shabby, morally corrupt. They are malicious, vile, selfish, rotten. Let's see what else. He's tough, all of that. So basically, he's letting him know he's not scared. And he can get down and dirty, for real. I mean, he can really get down and dirty. And being a DD, I'm pretty sure he can. Probably got peeps just like Sean Diddy Combs. You said Netflix said there's more out there than what viewers saw, but they took it out because of legal reasons. So 50 probably got more dirt. And he'll probably find some type of way to get it out there. But the real question is, how did he get it? Who gave him all of this information? Okay, they said that Sean Diddy Combs always was on camera. He was recording himself. So if he was doing this in the hotel, one would think that maybe somebody in the hotel could have given 50 the video, because the hotel also got recordings, right? Except they're not legally allowed to record anything in the rooms and stuff. So I don't know. That's kind of weird. Or either it has to be somebody who who's right there with them. Okay. It has to be someone who was right there with him. That's who had to give it to him. You know what? Honestly, he probably is going to find out, because it's not probably hard to find out who did it. And whoever did it, they better be looking out. Just because somebody is incarcerated, it does not mean they can't do certain things. Okay. Not saying that he's going to do anything. I'm just saying it doesn't mean that someone can't do anything. People be telling stuff, doing stuff, for the money, don't get themselves in a serious situation. Because 50, got money. He can do whatever he needs to do to protect himself. But the person who gave this information to him, I mean, are they in the same position? That's crazy. So, who do you think, Jermaine and Joe or not? Who do you think gave 50 the information? Let's see what else we got going on here. Like I said, I believe it was somebody inside that room with him or someone that's close to him that knew, that he records himself. You said the director and 50 Cent say they went through legal channels to acquire the footage and obtain rights to use it. They claim everything was acquired lawfully. That's what they say. It doesn't mean that's 100% true. Okay. That's why Diddy has his legal team looking into it. Okay. Because how can you have someone, you say he hired a videographer to record him who probably didn't get paid and shop the video to Netflix and 50? Probably so. Okay. Probably so. Because like I just said, it had to be someone who was close to him at the time and knew he was doing these videos. And so if it is him, he better definitely have protection, because it's not going to be hard for him to figure it out, him and his team. And they better had acquired that legally, because if not, they're going to have some lawsuits. Because I'm pretty sure his team is really on it. Now let's see what else we got here on this. Okay. Hold on. Let me check and see what else we got with 50. I think that's all of the updated information on 50. Have you guys seen that docuseries yet? And like I told y'all the other day, they just basically showed you some never before seen footage, okay, and interviews detailing Diddy's alleged ex-trafficking and racketeering, okay, with his former bodyguard Roger Bonds claiming the footage reveals Diddy's true character and context, okay? So let's see what else. So he definitely did send him flowers. Well, they call it a mysterious delivery, okay? So they don't know for sure if it was Diddy. They just assuming that it was. Okay? Let me say, they just did. They just updated this an hour ago. Yeah, it was a mysterious bouquet. And they was wondering if it's from Diddy. It could be, because why would somebody send him some flowers at this time, right after the series was, shown? And what does that mean, the flowers? The only thing I can think about it mean is the fact that you're going to have flowers on your grave, okay? Yeah, he said they got different things that he said right here. He said that they said that Diddy said, not Diddy, they said that 50 said, why all the foreplay? Get busy. You know I'm stupid. Okay. Yeah, he's not afraid at all. He's not afraid of that dude at all. I don't know. Because like I said, it's easy to have stuff sent while you are incarcerated, especially when you have connections. You don't even have to say anything over the phone. You can just, let people know without saying stuff, because they record the phone calls. And let's see what else we got. Okay, let's see what they said about Diddy's ex-bodyguard. See if he said anything else. So his former bodyguard said that Sean Diddy Combs' claims are bogus. You know, the claims that 50 stole the footage, okay, for the docuseries. His former bodyguard thinks those claims are bogus. So somebody said, yo, Buns, how 50 get the footage? I guess that's DJ Academics probably who said that. He said, when these young boys come in, first of all, Diddy only deals with young videographers because he wants to rob them. And he knows that they want the opportunity to follow Puff Daddy. So they get them at a low price anyway. But when you stay out so many hours a day, Puff wants a videographer with him 24 hours a day. Whether we are on a yacht or whether we are on a ship, wherever we are, he wants to videotape that, right? So now they come to an agreement, whatever the pay is going to be. Hold on. And then he said, but then it'd be so many hours on that invoice that he don't want to pay. He gets in touch with the office, the chief of staff. Yo, what is this I'm paying? You know, what you paying? You was outside all of these hours. It's 160 something hours in a week. You was outside 140. Then if you got a contract and he don't stand to that contract, guess what happens? The videographer can do whatever he wants to do with that footage. So now that footage goes to the highest bidder, and 50 had to be the highest bidder. This is business. Everybody ain't in love with you. Everybody ain't dedicated. Everybody ain't loyal to the point of stupidity. Trust me. So if that's the case, and Sean Diddy Combs, allegedly, Sean Diddy Combs didn't pay the dude. That dude, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just thinking that dude got every right to do whatever he wants to with that video. But then again, I don't know for sure because I'm not a lawyer, because you're talking about personal footage. So that's what Bond said. So he's already letting you guys know that Diddy possibly didn't pay the dude. Okay, and so the dude sold the video, like y'all just said in the comment section, to the highest bidder. And the highest bidder could have been 50. So if that's the way they got it, and if he can't do anything legal wise, because I'm not a lawyer, then 50 of them may be telling the truth and saying that they got it legally. Because if he never paid the dude for the for the footage, to get his footage, then that footage probably becomes the videographer property, and he can do whatever he wants to, unless there's some type of stipulations or whatever included in that, where if it's personal footage, like if you're in the shower or something like that, that could be something that he can possibly sue for, maybe. I don't know. I would have to look all of that up. He said it does belong to the photographer. But if Diddy paid him anything at all, he can't sell the video. Am I right? Let me ask online and see. Not online, but AI. because AI knows everything. Let me see if I can put this right, because if I don't say these words right, it's not going to know what I'm talking about. Let me see. How can I ask this? I wonder why they didn't interview Gene Deal. You're right. Why didn't they interview Gene Deal? You say even if he was underpaid. But we don't know if Diddy paid him anything. Let's see. Let me just type it so I can understand what I'm saying. See, what is videographer? Just hold on for a minute, y'all. So, yeah. Can I spell this word? I want to make sure I spell this. T-R-E. I forgot the P. Okay, let's see. Let's see what it's saying here. Okay. So that's what I was talking about. So they said the ability of the videographer to sell the footage, even if paid by Diddy, it depends entirely on the terms of their agreement or contract. Under U.S. copyright law, the creator of the work, the videographer, is the default copyright owner unless specific conditions are met. So let's see, here are the key factors. Default ownership. In the absence of a signed written contract that explicitly transfers ownership, the videographer retains the copyright to all footage they shoot. Wow. Merely paying for the videographer's time or the final edited product does not automatically grant the client ownership of the raw footage or all intellectual property rights. They said work for hire exception. For the client Diddy to own the copyright from the moment of creation, there must have been a written work made for hire agreement signed by both parties, and the work must fall into one of 9 specific categories of commissioned works listed in the Copyright Act. A general video production for a client often does not meet these specific criteria without careful legal wording. Wow. And then usage rights license. If no copyright transfer happened, Diddy's payment typically grants him a license to use the final edited video for the purpose initially agreed upon. In other words, for his personal use or specific marketing campaign. This license does not usually prevent the videographer from owning the original content or licensing unused or raw footage to other parties. Wow. So here's a real world scenario. Reports surrounding the Diddy footage suggest there was no formal contracts and the videographer was never fully paid. So he wasn't fully paid, which further strengthens the videographer's claim to ownership and right to sell the footage. Okay. You said, I know Diddy must have had an NDA with people like that, given the shit he was doing. And Drobonot said facts. So they said if Diddy paid the videographer, but did not have a comprehensive signed contract that specifically transferred all intellectual property rights and raw footage ownership to him, the videographer likely still owns the copyright and can legally sell the footage. So if he did not do his contract the correct way, okay, and he did not list everything completely, then that videographer still owns the copyright, and they can legally, or he can legally sell his footage. And that's why he sold it. And that's why Netflix and 50 said they got it legally. Okay? AI is good, y'all. It's good, it's good, it's good. Okay, so let me ask AI something else. So you think he did have, if he has proof, if his lawyer, his team has proof that he did have an agreement with everything listed in there, then it would be illegally obtained, illegally sold. If he has that, if he has a copy of that and everything. He doesn't appear to be dumb, but in the midst of trusting people, thinking you are the shit and nothing can happen, sometimes people don't do stuff. Okay? It sure isn't the end of it at all. Because again, he could have everything explicit, explicitly. What did they say? He could have everything pretty much written out in the contract, letting the dude know what he can and can't do. He can have all that written out. So if he has a copy of that and it's signed and everything else, then he may, he may have a case there. But they know. I mean, I don't know what he has or what he had to do, sign, if he signed anything. But if he did not have a signed contract, a signed written contract, okay, that explicitly transfers ownership, the videographer retains the copyright to all footage they shoot. They said just paying for it, it does not automatically grant Diddy ownership of the raw footage or intellectual property rights. And in order for Diddy to own it from the moment that they made it, he would have had to do a written work made for hire agreement, which would have been signed by him and the other person. And it must fall into one of the 9 specific categories of commission works listed in the Copyright Act. They said that usually a general video production for a client, it usually does not meet these specific criteria without careful legal wording. But if he did do a contract and he did some really good wording, legal wording, then he may have a case. So, I mean, like I said, it just depends on that contract agreement or whatever the case is. So far they claim, though, it was no formal contracts. And the videographer was never fully paid. Okay? That's what they claim. But if Diddy comes up with a signed contract with both of their signatures on it, and then it goes into everything in detail, then he may have a good case. Okay? So they said right here, they said in summary, if Diddy paid the videographer, but he did not have a comprehensive signed contract that specifically transferred all intellectual property rights and raw footage ownership to him, the videographer likely still owns the copyright and can legally sell the footage. So his contract has to be comprehensive, okay, and signed by both parties. And it has to transfer everything that I just told you a few minutes ago in order for him to be saying that that videographer sold that illegally. You say he knew that footage was out there. He would have moved mountains to keep it under wraps. I think somebody in Diddy's circle flip could have been I don't think the photographer did this. Okay. You say he did it on the cheap. That was not professional footage, in my opinion. Okay. So who do you think did it then, Jermaine? They said, what if the contract was on it verbally? Let's see. It's not sufficient to transfer copyright ownership in the United States, okay? In an NDA, the non-disclosure agreement, that's, let me see what they say about that. I got to go back. Hold on, y'all. It's a videographer. Let's see if they know what I'm talking about when I wrote this like this. Let's see. Let's see what they said. So if he would have did the non-disclosure agreement combined with a standard work for hire clauses in the contracts, that would prevent a videographer from legally selling footage of Sean Diddy calls. Okay? So that means that if he did all of that, yeah, it would be illegal. Now, they did say he is known for using very broad NDAs. Okay? So let's see what they're saying about that, because they're still talking about the same thing. So anyway, Diddy's argument is this. His legal team claims the footage was stolen from his personal archives and used without authorization, violating the terms of the agreement and his intellectual property rights. Okay? Now, Netflix producers' argument is this. Netflix and the documentary's producers maintains that all materials were legally obtained and properly cleared for use. So here's some potential legal nuisance. Legal experts have suggested that the NDA's enforceability might be challenged if the videographer was an independent contractor who was never fully paid for their work, potentially voiding certain clauses related to ownership transfer or confidentiality. So they said a standard valid NDA would be a significant legal barrier to a videographer selling footage. However, the specific circumstances surrounding how the footage was acquired in the terms of the original agreement are currently being litigated to determine who truly has the right to the material. So we will see, okay? Because if he did an NDA along with, what did I just say the other thing was? An NDA along with a standard work for hire clause, he may be able to, sue and win. But if he did not fully pay that dude, I don't know. Maybe that's where it gets tricky at. Now, unless he has a valid reason for not paying him. Okay. You said that copyright law is to protect photographers and videographers. That's why at a wedding, you have to go back to the photographer for more pictures. Okay. Let me see what they said. Okay, you said the one they sent to Netflix. Netflix about to be sued. Let's see. What did Diddy's cease and desist say to Netflix? So they said the letter raised several points, including claims that the documentary utilized was stolen or illicitly disclosed. Personal archive footage that Combs' lawyers asserted was filmed by his employees for his own project. They contended that this material, which allegedly included private moments and discussions about legal strategy, was never authorized for public release. Combs' team also characterized the docuseries, executive produced by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, as a shameful hit piece and a deeply personal affront, suggesting 50 Cent's involvement was corporate retaliation after Netflix failed to secure Combs' participation. The letter included a threat of significant legal action if Netflix proceeded with the release. Netflix, however, disputed these claims, stating the footage was legally obtained and the filmmakers had the necessary rights to use it. The documentary was released as scheduled. Okay, so that's what happened. I mean, that's what the cease and desist was basically saying. So let me see let me check one more thing. So what would happen now? What would Diddy do now, his team? What would Diddy team do now that Netflix did release the docuseries? So they are currently reviewing their legal options and is expected to file a lawsuit. Now, no formal lawsuit has been filed against Netflix as of yet, but Diddy's lawyers have demonstrated a willingness to pursue litigation against media entities they claim who violated his rights. So they said that they expect Diddy's team to file a lawsuit. The cease and desist letter included a threat of significant further legal actions. So they do anticipate a lawsuit targeting Netflix for issues related to the alleged use of stolen or unauthorized personal footage and potential defamation. Then they are going to challenge footage acquisition. The core of their argument is that the personal archival footage, which allegedly includes private conversations about legal strategy, was misappropriated from his archives and used illegally. Diddy's team will likely try to prove the footage was obtained via a breach of contract. In other words, the videographer's NDA was simply stolen. So anyway, they're going to do his team has characterized the documentary, which is executive produced by his longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, as a shameful hit piece and corporate retaliation after Netflix failed to secure a documentary deal with Combs himself. These claims could form part of a broader defamation of character assassination case. So that's the challenge, narrative, and motive. Again, Netflix maintains that all footage was legally obtained, properly licensed, and that they have the necessary rights to air the series, stating clearly that the claims are false. So that's what we expect. They expect Diddy to do, his team to do next. All right. You say you can't unsee it now. You can't unsee what? So that's there you have it, guys. You have everything right there that you needed to know about that. So I do expect for them to probably do a lawsuit, especially if Combs is saying that they got this illegally. If he did have all of that included in the work for hire in the NDA and had everything, drawn out, spelled out, very clear, precise, and everything, if he has copies of that and they both sign it, we'll see. All right, so it is what it is. Y'all got any more questions about Sean Diddy Combs, Netflix, and all that? That's what we talked about the other day. So now, guys, I want to go ahead and talk about the updated information they got on D4VD. Okay. Let me change this. Let me take this down right here. Let me change this and put this up here because I forgot to put it up there. So like I told you guys, all of the updates lately about D4VD, the singer who allegedly had the body of Celeste Rivers in his trunk, his front trunk of his Tesla, and it was parked like not too far from his house. Okay. At first, they did not list him as a suspect. I think that's right. Now he is listed as one. They also have the grand jury looking into the unaliving of the team. Okay. They still have not released anything else regarding the autopsy report, the more detailed one that they did, the toxicology report, and some other report they're doing with that. They still haven't released that yet. They don't know exactly what happened to this girl yet. One thing they did say, though, but then they came back and said that that was not true. They said that her body was partially frozen, when they found her in the car. But the LAPD came back and said that's not entirely true. So I don't know what to believe with that. Okay. Let's see what y'all saying over here. I don't know exactly what to believe with that. You said the video is already out. He can't say what was recorded is false. He's not saying that what was recorded is false. What he's saying is that they, got that illegally. It wasn't supposed to be put out to the public. Okay, not by them anyway. It was for his own personal use, and if he chose to put it out, for the public, that's what my understanding of it is. Okay. Now, what was I saying about D4VD? Okay, I said that LAPD was saying that that was not entirely true about the body being partially frozen, but yet other reports, TMZ, I believe, said that it was partially, it appears to be, partially frozen. Let's see what they're saying right here. Let me see.
She's 43, but when she started using this $39,
Take this shit off of here. Hold on. So let's see. So they definitely believe that David, that's his name, played a role in her unaliving. They also believe that he got help from someone else, help to get rid of her body. They also mentioned that he went to another part of Cali. I can't remember exactly what it was. And they believe he went there, and he could have possibly, unalived her there, or he could have had her body in the car. That's what they were saying. Okay. They also said that D4VD is not cooperating with investigators, although initially they claimed that he was. Okay. I don't know where that report came from, because in this other report they say he never cooperated with the authorities. And they said they are not in a hurry, okay, trying to figure out everything. They're carefully looking at everything until they get everything they need to get to bring someone in for the unaliving of this girl. Now, in the eyes of investigators, he is a suspect, but not officially under the law, because officers don't have the probable cause to make an arrest yet. And I'm glad that was clarified, because we were thinking that he was a suspect in the eyes of the law, but he's not, only in the eyes of investigators, okay? Private investigators. So they said what they need is the cost of unaliving from the medical examiner. And they said that's because the body was so badly decomposed. It's taken a long time for the medical examiner to get the toxicology and other information that they do need. It could take up to months, if not years. But they did say they expect to determine the cost of unaliving soon, and then things will start moving very quickly. They say it could take up to the next couple of days or up to weeks. Okay. Let's see what else they got here. So they do think other people or someone else was involved in it, and they trying to figure out what role did they play in this crime. All right. Let's read some comments. You said the damage is already done, unfortunately, and that's regarding the videotape that they put out. I feel like this investigation is being botched. TMZ stood by that. They sure did. And they did say that they still stand by it, that the body was partially frozen. I believe TMZ. They definitely did fail her. They sure did. You're right. Okay, let's see. And so they are trying to figure out if her unaliving was a murder, or if it was something like an overdose, and then the body was improperly disposed of afterwards. See, let me tell you, one of my theories is this right here. I'm thinking maybe they had a little party at his house, and they was doing drugs, and this girl over, you know what I'm talking about. And they panicked and didn't know what to do because she's underage. So when she possibly OD'd, they took her body up to the other place, and that's where they dismembered her at, so she could fit inside of the refrigerator, because they believe she could have been placed in the refrigerator. I don't know who took the body out the refrigerator and put it in his car, because he was out of the town or whatever on his tour, or out of the country. So I'm thinking that that was not planned. Maybe somebody panicked or tried to set him up or let the police know that he did it. I don't know. But I think something like that might have happened. Or maybe it was some other weird stuff. Maybe it was some type of ritual being done or something. Or some type of fantasy type thing where you change into another person and you act out some shit you always wanted to do. Okay, it could have been something like that as well. Who knows? But I'm thinking that it might have been the OD thing, more importantly. And like we know, Celeste was reported missing from Lake Elsinore in early 2024. She ran away a few times, and then she returned before her last runaway in April 2024. She reportedly called home at the end of May 2024, and she was not heard from since then. Excuse me, y'all. Now, police discovered her body on September the 8th after responding to a tow yard near Mansfield Avenue and Romaine Street in Hollywood. Officers went to investigate a foul odor coming from the impounded Tesla, which police sources say had been at the lot for 2 days after it was found abandoned on a public street in Hollywood. Police located the body inside a bag placed in the front trunk of the Tesla, LAPD sources said. The body was dismembered in a state of decomposition. Okay, and this was told to ABC News. Like we already know, the car was registered to David, who is a singer. He was on tour when the body was discovered and had a stop. He had a stop scheduled in Los Angeles on September the 20th. So after, they started questioning him and all that, they ended up stopping that tour. They canceled it. In mid-September, detectives executed a search warrant at a Hollywood Hills home where David was staying. Investigators were seen taking evidence, including a computer from the home and other stuff. Now, according to the LA Times, the lease on the home had been broken earlier and David had moved out. Now, investigators believe that Celeste was unalive somewhere around April or somewhere around that time. We definitely know that body was inside that Tesla way before they found that car, because neighbors said they saw that car. Okay. And I don't know who called the police and told them that car was sitting there. I don't know if it was just a neighbor or who called it. But if it was a neighbor, okay, that should be inspected. But if it was someone else, anonymous call, then who was that person? Because that person may know what happened. And also, too, who put her body in the car, took it out of the freezer, and put it in the car, and then left the car on the same street where his rented house was at? Who did that and why? Because if they were helping David, why would they take that body and put it in the car so he could be found out? Okay? You would think that they would just leave the body in the freezer because then it won't smell. Why would they take the body out and put the body in the car and then leave the car right there? Also, what did the police find on the video in the car, if they found anything? Unless it was turned off. And then who turned it off? Because you probably can turn that video off wherever you are at. Okay, you probably can do it over, with your phone. So then that definitely means that if that's true, then that would mean that if David did it, he would have known that that person was putting that body in the car. But that would be stupid to put it right up the street from your house and use your car. That doesn't make any sense. Thank you. All the ring cameras and traffic cameras in LA plus the Tesla, and nobody know who was driving the car. Right, that's crazy. It just does not make any sense at all. I heard somebody say that you can turn the cameras off, the Tesla. So if the cameras were off, because I don't know if they were off, I'm just saying if they were off, because clearly the police haven't said anything about what they found on the video footage. Because if they would have if they saw somebody in the footage doing that, putting the body in there, they would have made an arrest, by now. Plus, they probably would have made 2. Unless they're just holding it until, like I said, the toxicology reports and the other reports come back. Because again, if the cameras were off, then that means that who would have had access to turn the cameras off? Well, he did say other people drove his car, so they could have access to it as well. At one time, I was thinking maybe the dude didn't do anything, right? Maybe he left the girl at his house, right? And they had a party or something while he was gone, and something something went down. Maybe somebody tried to actually assault her or did, and then they unalived her, so she wouldn't tell. And then they put her body in the freezer, cut her up, put her in the freezer so she could fit. Then they took her out and put her in the trunk of the car to frame David. It could have happened like that too. Also, who called and swatted his family's house? Okay, now they did use a voice changer. That could be anybody. It could have even been him. Who knows? Okay, and I use the keyword could, because we don't know. Or it could have been someone else. Now, they did say that David made some changes to the ownership of one of his Texas homes last month. He transferred his Cypress home located in the Houston area to his mother's name on September the 23rd. And then, like I said, on the 17th of September, they did a swatting call to his house. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is all weird. You said, I seen where the FBI went back on a 10-year-old crime and got cell phone ping information. You telling me they can't get information from a 4,500 pound Tesla from April 2025? Get the F out of here. That's what I'm saying. That's weird. That is straight up weird. So hopefully those toxicology reports and other lab work will come back soon, and they can find out what happened to this girl and who actually was all involved. It could be him, it may be something else. I don't know. But I know one day they're going to think they need to find out so they can get true justice for this young girl. Because for one thing, she shouldn't have been there. That's the first thing. She's too young. Secondly, if she didn't OD, who did this to her and why? For what purpose? All I can think of is, like I just said, either somebody tried to actually assault her, and they did it. He left her there, in the house, or they was all having a party or something, and she OD'd, and they got scared, and then, they, put her body in a freezer after they, dismembered her so she could fit in the freezer. There could be so many different scenarios regarding this girl. Okay, and I will keep you guys updated. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. That's a shame. Rest in peace for her, and my condolences are expressed out to her family and friends. And hopefully justice will be served soon, and they can find out what happened to this girl. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to Trump real quick. So Trump, I got a story here. Hold on, let me get it. I hope I kept it. So again, Trump was caught taking another nap. Okay. So let's see here what's going on with Trump. He was taking a nap while Marco Rubio sang his praises, sitting right beside him, I guess. So let's see here what's going on. Why is Trump falling asleep all the time? I mean, he is totally knocked out. They got the picture of him. he is knocked out. He laughed about Joe Biden, former President Joe Biden, falling asleep. Now he's falling asleep. This is why I believe that they should only let you be a president until you get to about 65 years old. Okay? Because when you start getting older, you fall asleep. Some people do. And just things are different. And if you can barely go out here and get a regular job after you turn a certain age, how are you allowed to? Why do they make it like this to be a president of the United States of America? Right, you said not surprising. That's what 80-year-olds do. Fall asleep. I don't know if all 80-year-olds just fall asleep like this because my mom doesn't. I think it just depends. But he is more prone to doing this. So he was dozing off, you guys, at an important meeting live on television. They claim it does not reflect his health or anything else. They say he aced all of his cognitive tests and he got all A's in his physical examinations just a month ago. They say he is not unfit. He was just falling asleep. I mean, do y'all believe that? Shit. I mean, sleeping, come on now. They say he was fighting hard against the sleep theory to keep his eyes open. They say he tried every trick in the book to pretend he was listening, being attentive, and everything. And then he obviously fell asleep. They say he started squinting his eyes. He was looking for opportunities to shut his eyes and not get caught. They said when Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick began speaking, Trump sat there looking like a zombie. So he was probably halfway asleep then. And then when that Marco Rubio did the speech, that's when Trump completely disconnected from reality. And Rubio was sitting right next to him, talking to him directly. Okay? Looking at him, had gestures and everything. And Trump was asleep. You say he was just slow eye blinking, I'm sure. Wait a minute, hold on. You said what your mom is overweight 80 and has the most stressful job in the world. That's no excuse. Okay? You should not fall asleep. They said the White House is still lying. They said Trump was listening, okay, attentively, and he was not napping. But in this picture right here, it looks like he's sleeping. Let me see. This man is asleep, y'all. This man is asleep. Y'all president is asleep. Y'all favorite president is asleep. He's asleep. Okay. Okay. That's crazy. He sure was. Shit, he is asleep. Y'all silly. Let's see what some of these commenters are saying. This man is asleep. They said that's dementia done. Let's see. Somebody said he is working for all of us 24/7. Give him a break. I don't know of a president that has ever worked as hard as he. Somebody said you drank all of that Kool-Aid and then some, because all these presidents be working hard and shit. Somebody said shit. The audacity of these people. They gave Joe Biden so much crap and called him Sleepy Joe. Hold on. Since the first time they found a photo of him being sleepy, it became national news and Fox News story, but now they are the same ones trying to defend Trump being sleepy and telling us he's tired and give him a break. Well, then take your ass to sleep, all right, at night. Because the thing is, if you can call Joe Biden sleepy Joe Biden, well, Trump ass is sleepy too. He was knocked out right there while that dude was talking to him. Marco Rubio was talking to him, talking right at him. Who falls asleep like that? That's why at 80 you do not need to be president. She said until the American people realize that these people are lost and will never change, they will always keep everyone behind. Just ignore them. Desert them away from society completely. Stop trying to win them over or treat them like regular people. They are lost in a cult and nothing will change their minds. They sure are. This man was knocked out. Knocked out. So let me look and see. When you get 80, do you be more prone to be sleepy? So his partner unalived him. Let me see something real quick. Yeah. The girl, she unalived him. Okay. She looked tripped out. Okay, let me see. What did I just say y'all was gonna be looking at? Oh, okay, I know. Hold on, let me go to what's the name? Let's see. Let's go to AI again. Okay, let's see. At 80 years old, are you more prone to fall asleep? Yes. And as an 80-year-old, you may be more prone to fall asleep or feel sleepy during the day due to natural age-related changes in sleep patterns. And I don't know why they just won't say that, okay? But they did say excessive daytime sleepiness is not considered a normal part of healthy aging and often warrants a conversation with a health care provider. So why are they walking around acting like that's normal? I don't know. They say it can be a symptom of an underlying medical issue or a sleep disorder that requires treatment. So it could be sleep disorders, medical conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, pain, thyroid issues, and neurological problems, okay? Like Parkinson's or dementia. That's what they call him now, huh? Also, some medications can make you like that. Blood pressure medication, antidepressants, antihistamines, pain relievers, fatigue, sleepiness, and things like that. Mental health can do it too. Okay? So it's not, they say it's normal to get sleepy, but just to be falling asleep in the middle of the day, it's not. That's tripped out, huh? So Trump is just falling asleep. Y'all say he just tired from all the work he does. All right, y'all. I guess he doesn't go to sleep at night. He was asleep. You say you would have fell asleep too while Marco Rubio was talking. He says he must be pretty boring, huh? Okay. Well, maybe he was bored, shit. Maybe he fell asleep because he was bored. We're going to give him that benefit of the doubt, just like Sleepy Joe. Okay, maybe he was bored too, all right? Maybe they both was bored. All right. All right. So the final thing we're going to cover tonight is police drama. It's been a lot of police drama, you guys. I mean, all types of stuff happening. Let me go to a couple of things real quick and see. Before I do that, though, let me just give y'all some gossip. So y'all remember when Solange and Jay-Z, when she hit Jay-Z in the elevator some years ago? So now they want to tell you about it, okay? Let's see. So Oscar Lopez, who created the dress that what's that lady's name? Lisa Ward, I guess. Let me see. No, Rachel Ward. The dress that she wore, this Oscar Lopez created that dress, okay? Anyway, they claim, Lopez claims that Solange attacked her brother-in-law because he complimented Rachel Ward's dress. So Beyonce's sister felt that it was not proper, so it was kind of like a drama. That's what Oscar Lopez claims. So at the time, Knowles 39 was caught on security footage lunging at the Empire State of Mind rapper 56 in an elevator while leaving a Met Gala after party, punching and kicking him several times while Beyonce, 44, looked on. Now, fans stated that the attack was related to Jay-Z's reported cheating and that Rachel Ward, a former friend of Solange, was his affair partner. So they did say Solange had become drunk at the after party and she got into an argument with Rachel. And they did say she flipped out over something Jay-Z said. Okay, but I remember when that happened. I was just glad that Jay-Z, didn't do anything back to her. So anyway, let's see. So at the time, Jay-Z and Solange released a joint statement calling the incident unfortunate in a private matter that has played out in the public. Okay? They said the most important thing is that our family has worked through it. Now, since then, Jay-Z and Beyonce have since confirmed the rapper's affair, which the Cowboy Carter singer detailed in her bombshell 2016 album, Lemonade. But they did not name who that person was, okay? Now, people do believe that that person is Rachel Ward. Now, she used to be married to Damian Dash, okay? But they divorced in 2009. And they thought maybe that song, Sorry, Beyonce was talking about Rachel, but she claimed that that's not true. There's no truth to those rumors. Okay. So according to Oscar Lopez, he said that's the reason why Solange hit Jay-Z like she did, because he said something inappropriate, disrespectful regarding that dress. He sure was. He sure was. All right. So there you go. So now I told you guys I was going to tell you a couple of police things. That's going to be it. We've been on here for an hour and 26 minutes. So we're going to try to do this real quick. Okay, let's see. Hold on. My stories are all over the place. I have to find it. So hold on for a second, you guys. Hopefully I didn't delete anything. And I haven't got any updates on Melody Buzzer either. The little girl I was telling you guys about, where I think that's the one where her mom went on a trip or something, and when she came back, the little girl wasn't with her. She was found unalive. So let's see here. And it was a rental freezer that they claimed that Celeste could have been in, not a refrigerator. Okay, I just wanted to correct that. Okay. Hopefully I did not delete these damn stories because sometimes I don't keep stuff. Let's see. Did I tell y'all about, well, actually, I'll tell y'all about this next week on the crazy crimes. Hold on, y'all. Y'all got to hold on for a second because I'm telling you, I cannot even, I be having so much stuff on my phone, it's ridiculous. See. So here is the police once again making up, allegedly making up lies. Okay, I don't know if I told you guys about this story of DeMartravian or Trey Reed, the young man found on a campus tree. Okay, he was found unalive, hanging from a tree near the college pickleball courts on the morning of Monday, September the 15th. Okay. Anyway, an attorney for the Reed's family said the Grenada County Sheriff's Department informed the family that Trey was found unalive in his dorm room in his bed. Okay? Anyway, his grandfather told ABC affiliate WAPT that a member of the Boulevard County Sheriff's Department said the S word when speaking about Trey's unaliving. He added that the officer did not even say possible S. He said S. Then at a press conference on Wednesday, September the 17th, Delta State's Director of Public Safety, Mike Pillar, said he did not know about any calls Trey's grandfather received. I know I told y'all about the stories. So anyway, the lawyers of Trey's family have asked the university to share any surveillance footage that could show what happened on the day of Reed's unaliving. The family does not know exactly what happened on September the 15th, 2025, and they said they are seeking answers. They said if this young man was on the campus of Delta State University with all these cameras and all this modern technology, from the moment he left his dorm room or entered the campus, there should be surveillance of all his actions. That's what we want. So at a press conference, it was confirmed that there are videos and they are in the hands of the investigative team, but they did not provide any more details. So let's see. So his family also hired civil rights and personal injury attorney Dan Crump. Crump said the 21-year-old student was full of promise and warmth, deeply loved and respected by all who knew him. His family and the campus community deserves a full, independent investigation to uncover the truth about what happened. Now, in some social media posts, they claim that Reed had 2 broken legs and other injuries that would have made it impossible for him to hang himself. They claim there was no evidence of foul play, and there is no ongoing threat to campus safety. The coroner's office claimed he did not suffer any lacerations, contusions, compound fractures, broken bones, or injuries consistent with an assault. And they said at this time there is no evidence to suggest the individual was physically attacked before his unaliving. And they do not believe foul play was involved, but they are still investigating it. So they did send his body to a state medical examiner's office for an autopsy, and preliminary results are expected in the next few days. So let me just tell you exactly what happened to this young man. This is a picture of him right here. And I thought I told you guys about it. I'm not sure because I talk about so many cases. If I did, it could have just been briefly. Because there's so many cases like this, it's plain and ridiculous. But I just think I did. I'm not sure. Let's see. So let me just tell y'all. Let's get his name all the way right here. Hold on, y'all. Let me get it out here. So let's see. So on September the 15th, okay, hold on. He was found unalive. 21-year-old Demar Trey Reed. And they ruled it, the S word, like always. He was allegedly found hanging from a tree. But didn't we just say the sheriff, I believe, said he was found in the bed? But let's see here. So they claim this young man took his own life. But like I said, in some social media posts, they claim that his limbs were broken. So let's see here what they got this timeline real quick. All these damn ads, some of y'all. So some football players was on a morning run when they found Trey's body hanging in a tree near the pickleball courts. So I don't know where the sheriff gets off saying his body was there. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, Trey was a freshman who had just started college, okay? Now, they did start rumors saying that he could have been, Lynch, okay? ED, I guess is how you spell it. But, again, they claimed that he committed the S word, and there was no evidence that suggested that he was murdered. So at 7:05 a.m., University police was notified of what appeared to be the body of a black male, Hanging, from a tree at Central Campus near the DSU pickleball course. Okay? Now, in examining Reed's body, contrary to rumors on social media, they did not see no evidence of broken arms or legs. Now, even though, that could be obviously, you can lie, you know what I'm saying, if you're trying to protect somebody. Anyway, the deputy coroner, Dwayne Proctor, said he saw no broken limbs, okay? But they did not elaborate any further, and they said that case was still under an investigation. But he did say he believed that the young man did everything to himself. He has reasons for that. So let's see what else we got on this young man. They got a lot of hanging. I mean, Hangig of people. Let's see what else we got. So why did they say that Trey Reed's legs were broken? Let's see. The family alleged injuries, okay? I wonder why they think that. The family of Reed said that he had a broken leg and bruises in his body. So where did the family members get that? Of course, right. Of course. It's easy. It's easy for them to get the coroner to lie, all right? Oh, really? Yeah, they always do that. They did that with Travion, right? Javion McGee, who got unalive that was last September, I think. Yeah. They claimed there was no evidence that this young man was assaulted or beaten up before his body was found Hanging from a tree. And they do have to do a full autopsy report, okay? So a man that claimed to be Trey Reed's dad said that his son's life was in danger and he faced racism at the college. Okay. And some family members did say he was found with bruises and fractures. I don't know, because the coroner said something different. They said he was calling home talking about some of the racism he was experiencing along with some of his friends. White guys riding around on campus, throwing trash at them and calling them men. He finally got the tag numbers and called the police. They did nothing. I believe this. I really do. He said our son then began to put pressure on the police department because it was constantly happening. And he hadn't heard back from the complaint he filed. He didn't just become a target for racism at Delta State. He became a target for the police department. So they've been finding a lot of people in that situation in Mississippi. Okay, so anyway, they're waiting on another autopsy report. Hopefully they got someone outside, of that area to do another report versus, leaving it up to them, because all they're going to do is come back with the same thing again. And that would be, crazy. And I still want to know, where did they get the bruised leg from, or the broken leg and bruises from? If it's not true, where did that come from? And this is like so many stories we have heard like this. It's plainly ridiculous. Like I said, you got Javion McGee, who we were talking about last year. Then you got the young man who they claim got trapped inside of that mat. We don't believe that. Okay, and then numerous other. What about the truck driver? Okay, who they claim did that to himself as well. There's just so many stories like that. And I just don't believe all of these people are just actually going out here, putting themselves on a tree and unaliving themselves. So that's just crazy. And in my opinion, I think once again, it's being covered up. So anyway, my condolences are sending out to his family and friends. And, my prayers are sending out to them as well. And I hope they find out what actually happened to DeMar Travion Reed. Okay? Because, why would he unalive himself? And then his dad claimed that he called him saying that it was all the racism and they were messing with him, and some white dudes was coming up to the school, throwing trash at them, calling them mid. I believe that story. Okay? That's crazy. And what do you guys think about that? You got a lot of stories of injustice done to Black people, people of color, minorities, which is crazy. And they got another one. I think I told you guys about that, where the Florida police officer was fired because the video showed the Black man being punched and dragged. Okay? And I think I told you guys about this story as well. And this happened, during the traffic stop. Y'all remember I told you guys about that. 22-year-old driver, William McNeil Jr. Okay. He was in his car. All right. And he just asked why was he getting pulled over and why he needed to step out of the car. And he said he did nothing wrong. And the police just overdid it. You know what I'm saying? And they ended up, I remember this when they pulled him out the car, they was kicking him and punching him and doing all this type of stuff. That, in my opinion, I just think the police just did some excessive, things there. I mean, I don't see this as being justified. Okay? Somebody just asking you a question, and you should answer it. And they did say it was racial profiling and excessive force. That's what his attorney called it. So that video camera showed McNeil opening his car door to speak to an officer who tells him he was pulled over for driving without his headlights or seatbelt on. Y'all remember I showed y'all that? All right. And he was telling him that he should have his headlights on from sunset to sunrise, and if it's raining or foggy or smoky, okay? And the young man said, it's daylight, I don't need the lights, and it's not weather, it's not rain, okay? And then he asked the officer to call his supervisor, refused to give him his license, and closed his door. He locked it as the officer asked him to step out of the car, and that's what the body camera showed. And then the officers told him to break the door and get out, or we are going to break the window. And I think that's when another car pulled up or whatever, and I think they eventually broke the window out, or I think something like that happened. I can't remember. Yeah, he broke the window, okay? And then they pulled him out and all of that stuff, and they started kicking him and punching him and doing the most. And that's just another example, just like the other one, of police doing crazy shit. They going crazy too, just like with the other story with the dude possibly, committing the X word. Why did someone say, why are there rumors going around saying that young man had a broken leg and he had bruises? But yet the police claim that's not true. Just like in this video, the police try to pretend like, this was warranted when it wasn't, okay? The only thing this young man did is ask, and he should have not closed the door and all of that, but that still was no excuse for the police to use excessive force, period, and to bust the window out and all that other bull crap. And I remember showing you guys that video, and we was talking about it. So that's just another example of police being out of control. I do too. I think he was on a live. The other dude, Reed, right? Trey Reed, just like Javion McGee. Yeah. It's amazing how whenever a black man is found on a tree, they always claim it's the S word. Or when traffic stop happens and they end up abusing these people, they always claim that the person did something. Why can't, we ask questions without being pulled out of a car, the window being broken out and things like that? Granted, like I said before, he should have not closed the door back and things like that. But the thing is this, that still did not warrant excessive force, point blank. The thing is, they need to do something about this, because every day, I got many stories on my phone about police doing crazy stuff, all right? And it's just going to get worse. So they definitely need to, do something about this. Hire better officers, give them all types of tests throughout the year and proper training and everything, because I don't know what's wrong with some of these police officers, especially when they find someone from a tree, okay? And then they try to cover it up by saying that they committed the S word. When in reality, a lot of these stories sound like somebody did this to them. And it probably stems from the color of their skin. Definitely with Javion McGee. I definitely do not believe that young man committed the S word. I just don't. So from time to time, I will be going over stories like this. So, when I do my lives or other stories where you see police doing stuff that they should not do or covering up something. And I will be covering those because you definitely need to, let you guys, people in the public know what's really going on. It's fun doing the country rain reactions and me dancing on the weekend. But these lives right here that I do at night are very important because these are the lives that we talk about real issues that affect people in the world. And we as Black people in general, we need to know about, when police do injustice to us. All right? It's very important. So y'all, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I definitely appreciate you guys. Thank you to Jermaine, Drobonot. It was nice seeing you again, Drobonot. Let's see what else came in. I think that was it. Y'all two the only one hung with me tonight. It's 2:13 a.m. out here. Thanks to everybody in the bushes who hung with me and everybody who watched this in the replay. All right? And y'all, don't forget to thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Make sure you share and leave a comment. And if you want to show additional support for the channel, feel free to do a super sticker, super chat, cash app donation at Shades2 at $Shades2, or cop yourself a membership for $4.99 per month. All right. Before we leave, I want to show y'all one funny video. We're going to pick out one funny video, and then we are out of here. Let me take a message down. Y'all have a beautiful weekend too. I'll be back on, I think, Monday night. I think I'm starting a new schedule with everything, but I think it's Monday. But I will be doing those, country rain reactions, pre-recorded video. My Dollar Tree haul comes up tomorrow. And my dancing videos that I do on the weekends, trying to do these challenges and stuff like that. Thank you, Jermaine. Let me show y'all a funny thing. I'm trying to take your thing down. I don't know where it's at. Let me see. Okay, I already took it down. I'm tripping, y'all. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm getting ready to take my ass to bed. Okay, let me show y'all this video real quick. Hold on for a second. Let me get it. Hold on for a second, you guys. Because it's too short. Let me see if I'm going to get a longer one. Okay, let's see. So we'll do these. But I'm going to have to turn this down. Okay. Let me turn this down a little bit because it's too loud. I don't want to wake up my little cat over here. Okay. Okay, let's go out with a bang. All right. Hold on. Go out with some laughter.
Echo, come on. We're not getting another.
Okay, come inside. Larry.
Echo, come on. We're not getting another.
No.
Okay, come inside. Larry. Get in the house. I have to go out. Come on. You stubborn husky. Get inside. You're such
These damn dogs be doing the most, you guys. They worse than they cats, okay?
a jerk sometimes.
He's saying no, he's not going inside.
No,
These dang on huskies are something else.
outside. Get down. Get down.
No.
Down.
They triple.
The people want to know. Can we get a whoop? Thank you.
Say, I love you. I love you.
He sounded like he was damn talking almost, huh?
Come here. Kieran, stop.
That's a no-no for me. That is a no-no. Shit.
Stop arguing. You're gonna get on your feet. Oh, I did it. Woohoo! Come on, this way. This way. Come on. No.
Who did this? Blue, sit down. No, you are a bad boy. Blue, stop. Nobody. Blue, listen.
That right there is funny as crap. Okay. I think I remember seeing a video like this. A dog was blowing a damn horn. Okay. I don't know if he was trying to tell it, his owner to hurry up and get his ass out here, but I remember seeing a video like this.
What the absolute fuck are you doing?
Hell, how did he get in there, you guys? Goodness.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Hey, Rory. Some lady on the internet says you're cold. You should probably come inside. You're not made for this cold weather. You gonna come in?
No.
Okay, you just stay there.
Fetch.
Shit.
Ow. Are you?
Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Okay, we can't be hearing this shit. Okay, let me go up a little bit. I mean, we can play it. We can just look at them dance, okay? Look at them dancing and shit off the music. Okay. Yeah, we sound like a damn person screaming, huh? The hell?
Yes, bring it back. Yes, bring it back to me.
You done tore the damn bowl open.
Come here. I gotta deliver it back. Since you took it from me.
See.
No.
No.
No. Oh, I'm so fired.
They be singing. He was singing, y'all. That was cute, y'all. So yeah, that was cute. I love animals, and that's why I always show these animals and shit. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. You know, it was fun to watch that and to, you know, leave this video. Cute dogs. Huskies are so adorable. If I wanted a dog, another dog, I would get a husky. Okay? Yeah, that was a trip with them. That one screaming like a daggone person. If I heard something like that, I would actually think it's a person. Okay? Because that's what it sounded like. Damn. And then the one dancing was funny too. And let's see, it was another one was funny. Can't remember which one it was. There's so many. But they are some cute dogs, for real, for real. But nothing beats the kitty cats, okay? Nothing. All right? Thank you guys again. Thanks to Drobo Knot and Jermaine for sticking with me and all the people in the bushes and everybody who watched this in replay. Have a blessed night, you guys. A blessed weekend. And I'll see you guys in my next Night Out Live. All right? Coming soon. Probably on Monday. All right? But check out my Country Rain reactions every single day. 12 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, and my pre-recorded videos. I forgot what time that will come out, and then my Dollar Tree haul. All right, and my YouTube shorts. Blessed night, happy and blessed weekend as well. Good night, y'all. See y'all, Joe, Nas, and Jermaine, and everybody in the bushes. Okay, let's go back up here and get this off, y'all. Y'all know I be searching for stuff.
Yo, turn the lights down low and the drama up. She's late. She's loud, and she live. Woo! You already know who it is. Shay's too, baby. She back again. Mic hot, crowd lit, vibe on 10. Shay walk in like we back again. News, tea, jokes and spins. She don't do small talk, she go in. From the headlines to the comment section, she call names with no correction. You tuned in, don't act brand new. It's late night, baby, she got that view.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, game, back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want, and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. Popcorn ready, wig on alert. She dropped one line, and somebody hurt. Talk show queen with a side of roast. She run this thing from coast to coast. Late on purpose, still on time. She hit you with shade, then call it a rhyme. Talk smart, talk slick, talk flame. Say the name right, yeah, late night with Shay.
Late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again.
It's late night with Shay.
She say what she want and laughs all day. Live on Shay's tube, press replay. You thought I left, nah, I'm back again. That's right. News, drama, laughs, whatever else you feel like. One mic, one queen. Late night with Shay.